If I had not gone through the process that I did around being raped for all those years as a child, if that had not happened, I would not have been a spiritual being.
I don't really differentiate or separate my God spirituality self from my sexual self. I don't really know how to do that.
I see them as indistinguishable, spirit and body, that they are one.
But when two people align with each other's souls, it creates the possibility for the souls to really merge into the physical in a deeper way.
It's not all the time that somebody touches your soul. You have to make yourself very vulnerable.
It felt like I was having sex with God. It got into the point where it just made sense that it's all one, and that whole concept of God is everything, and I am God, and you are God, and we're all the same thing.
I always knew more about religion and God and not about spirituality. I didn't realize there was an option, that there was a realm beyond this religious space. I just knew that there was something else in me, that something else I identified with more, but I didn't have a word for it.
The fact that I could have the type of relationship with God or spirit or creator that I wanted to. It didn't have to be this one-dimensional way.
I mean, I believe everyone's on a spiritual path. I don't think that there's such a thing as being alive and not being on a spiritual path.
I walk through the park, and when I think of God, the colors are brighter. My tread is lighter, people are more beautiful, the wind sounds like music. That's my experience of God sometimes.
You know, my spirituality is not always, hey, you know, I'm just always spiritual and it's always on, you know, just as my sexuality is the same way. It's not like I'm always sexual and I'm always on, because that's just a lot of energy to have, like, all the time.
Like, it doesn't take sex or, you know, physical connection always. There's much more going on, you know, lit from within, building our own sacred fire. In those sexual moments, I was so busted open, and then I would shut down again outside of the bedroom, so it was harder to see him. So that's when I think I really started to understand that there was something deeper going on, and how could I access that outside of the bedroom? Like, there was something, you know, what was that? Why do I see images? Why do I see energy moving around people? What is this exchange that's happening?
We would be making love, and we would both lift up out of the body together, and we would be completely there, non-physically, telepathically aware of each other, while our bodies were physically making love.
I feel sex all around me, all the time. There's beautiful people, there's beautiful movements that are happening at each moment, and I get a lot of enjoyment from being open to those.
When there is synchronicity happening in my life, or I'm on the path towards synchronicity, I feel it. For me, I feel it in my pussy, in my core, in my abdomen, in my womb. I get really turned on. My mouth starts to water, my heart palpitates, my nipples get hard.
And then you were supposed to tell people your fantasies. So, you know, I'm like, well, you meet a guy, you get in a jacuzzi, and you have a glass of champagne. And there's other guys going, well, I want to be nailed up to the cross like Jesus. And I'm like, I am so vanilla. I'm Mr. Vanilla. I mean, the leather, and the whips, and the chains, and I mean, this is just kinky, weird, dark stuff that's evil and nasty, rather than something that's spiritual and beautiful and playful and alive and freeing. But I couldn't see that until I experienced it.
You just totally release and you allow yourself to really feel the pleasure, you know, to really feel it and just resonate in it and let it just vibrate in you, which is a scary place for a lot of people to go.
And the greatest freedom, I highly recommend it for anyone, is just to get tied up, really. Get tied up and have someone look after you as you're tied up, unable to move. And you'll resist for a little while and then you'll just give up resisting. And it's very, very freeing. You become pure spirit. It's almost like you get to leave your body for a moment and just be spirit.